So we'll start. All right. Well, welcome to tonight's Diamond Collaborative Call. We're super excited to be here with you. And we hope that you've been joining us along the way for lots of months of product calls. And one of the things we're really excited about is sharing what we're going to be calling this Top 10 series. And tonight we're going to kick off with the topic, Top 10 Ways to Leverage a Promo from your diamonds. And so we've made lots of diamonds co-hosts. Co-hosts, if you're not, or presenters, if you're not yet a co-host, message Allie and she'll get you locked in. And I wanted to start here with, we'd love to hear from you in the comments. Some of the other things you'd love to hear our top 10 tips about. So we want to talk in the future months about top 10 ways to sign people up for loyalty rewards, maybe top 10 ways. Hang on one second. We've got, can you find the can you mute yourself, please, if you're not already muted? Sorry, I'm working to mute people as fast as I can. So as we walk through this, together, we'd love to hear right now from you guys some of the things you'd love to hear our top 10 things about. And one of the things that came to me today as we were working on this class is these are some of my best friends in the business and we've grown, been doing the business together. But when you go over to that Kona checklist, we are people who are like actively out there working on our businesses, and you'll see lots of great names tonight sharing. And so I'm really excited that we have people who are working to in their own businesses that will be sharing what they're doing and what they're being successful with. And so that's one of my favorite parts about this group and about what we're doing tonight. So top 10 event topics, top 10 ways to get people to attend lives. Yeah, keep going. We're going to use these lists and build some of our future classes. So plan on sticking around for our top 10 series. Tonight's topic on the top 10 ways to leverage a promo isn't just about the promos we're going to talk about next. It's really about all of the ways that we can use promos from Young Living, which are just a part of our life as a e-commerce business, as a not retail, but as a product-based business. This sales are going to be coming all the time. We just finished an amazing Mother's Day sale. Give yourself a shout out if you just had an amazing Mother's Day sale. I mean, that was wonderful. We have sales. People don't always think about convention as a sale, but really it is something that we're going to be leveraging as a promotion, right? So this topic for tonight is not just about this week and the sales, but we're going to kick it off by highlighting the sales that are current for May 2023. Go ahead, Allie. All right. So first up, and you may have heard Allie give a sneak peek to it as we were introducing our gathering time today. May enrollments. This is a promotion for you, our brand partners. And I have been the hugest fan of our Help 5 program and our Growing 2 program. This falls right in alignment. I love this. And our people grow by sharing. That's how our businesses are going to grow. So this is a promotion for you. If you enroll 2 customers on or members of any kind, brand partner 2, add 100 PV on loyalty, could be a starter bundle, doesn't have to be, you're going to get a 30 pack of Ninja. Who does not want an extra 30 pack of Ninja right now? So if you're going for this in this next 9 days, 8 days, give a shout out there on the bottom. And I think though they really up the ante if you add 2 more members. So you have 4 people here on loyalty added in this last chunk here of the month. You're also going to get a white aria. So if you are going for this white aria, it will work for Ninja. This is absolutely a promotion I can get behind. All right. So who has a white aria? I would love to hear. All right, go ahead. Switch that slide. All right, this is a promotion for you, and it's kind of similar to one last month. Want to make sure that it's not too late to do this. Sign up to do a class, an event in person of any kind. You're going to get that 15% off shop order. And maybe somebody can drop the link here for that in the comments. Also, if you host 3 events, you get 3 Kona points. So you might be getting a little tight to host 3 yet this month, but maybe you've already hosted 1 and you haven't signed up for this yet. Do 3 events and you get those 3 Kona points. And I don't know if you know this, but last month and this month, if you sign up to do these points, that 15% shop order has stacked with other promotions Young Living has done. So that's amazing. And here's just a really great thing, I think. Go ahead, Allie. we have a promotion for our new members that helps them get started at the best value. Just really want to encourage you to make sure that you're sharing this information as you go, that you know about it, and you've helped your other brand partners know as well. When somebody starts with 100 PV, so that includes all of our starter bundles, they're going to get 10% off their order. And if they start at 200 PV or higher, they get 20% off their order. So it's a great time to grab maybe 2 bundles or add all of the things they wanted on their wish list. Now, what I love about this is that we still get Kona points, even though it's discounted, and they still get the 24% discount for the first year with their 100 PV order, as long as it was 100 PV before the discount went into place. So I absolutely love that. Allie. All right, so I'm going to kick us off with our top tips. And what I want to say to you first is that for me, the top tips here, again, they're not just for this sale. It's not just because we launched this extra thing today. This is a way that we can be ready all the time to handle, to promote, to leverage our businesses. So first off, I think it's really important that you stay in contact with your upline. Like if you're here on this call because you saw like something flip through your feed today, make sure that your upline knows that you're actively building. And I know that sounds kind of like funny, maybe even in my head sometimes, to think, of course I know everybody that's interested in building. But the reality is at any point somebody new could start, right? So if you want to know the promotions, you want to stay on top of things, absolutely stay in contact and make sure your upline knows, because they'll make sure that you know when something, like right away when something's coming down the pipe. You want to be connected to like their newsletters or their Facebook groups, their Telegram, their WhatsApp, whatever your team does, make sure that you're getting the information. Be ready for when we have promotions. And I kind of like to think we know when some things are coming down the pipe. We know when Black Friday is, and we know that we're going to have an amazing sale. We also know that there's usually something near Mother's Day that we'll have convention, and you know, we have promos at the start of each month, times that you know to pay attention for. But that staying in connection with your upline, that will really help if like it's a pop-up promotion, which I'm going to be honest, even as a Young Living Diamond, I've been surprised by promotions sometimes. You can make sure that you're getting the Young Living text from Young Living, and I'm going to give you, to get the Young Living text come right to your phone, you want to type YL text to 30299. I'll put it in the chat. YL text 30299. And then you'll get a text message when Young Living comes out with something as well. I love to make sure that I'm getting my Young Living emails, that I have it turned on from Young Living, and I'm getting the text. That way I know not only what I'm getting, and and the Young Living Facebook group, Facebook page, because not only will I know what I'm getting, but I'll know what other people might be seeing on my team. I think we're gonna. Okay. And lastly, Life Steps is a great resource for your updates because they'll send it right to your phone with notifications. You don't need to be watching Facebook. And if you have the paid for version, because you're a brand partner, then you will be able to use graphics from them directly. Okay, so I am always ready for a promo. I'm always ready for a sale, but I want to make sure my business is always ready. And we're going to follow these tips for the rest of the night. Go ahead, Allie.
Okay, I need to figure out this whole digital stuff here. Okay, all right, so I'm talking about remaining in contact, which is something that I love to do. I personally am reaching out to my team all the time so that when something comes like authentically about things to help people, right? So that when there's a sale, they're not hearing from me for the first time of like, hey, there's a sale. Now it's time to talk about a sale. We're always talking about the products. And so it's especially great because if someone has said to you like, oh, I really would love that, but I don't know if I can afford that right now, then you can reach out to that person again and say, oh, by the way, we're having a sale and you said that you wanted this and it was not affordable then, now is a great time. And so for my team, I personally send out an intro series of text messages when they first join, and then they have a weekly text tip for me. I'm actually going to start incorporating email too, because I find that some people prefer email. And so I'm going to provide that same content in an email as well. And then we have chat groups for our team. So basically all of the legs of my team have chats on WhatsApp and Telegram. And so we're sharing information and people can ask questions all the time. And I highly recommend that because it really does build community. If you are a Facebook person and that's where you find your joy and where you find the community, then you're posting regularly. So you're not just posting when there's a sale. So I highly, highly recommend that you do that so that you don't ever feel salesy. Because you're already authentically sharing about the product and what's helping people and sharing your testimonies all the time. That's all I have. And I'm going to hand to Lori.
All right. So I'm here to talk about being strategic. And it took me a while to learn this. So don't do what I did, learn from my mistakes. The first thing you want to do is screenshot your OGV and your current organization right now before you do a whole bunch of work, or next sale before you do a whole bunch of work, so that you see where you've been. The next thing I would do, and I can't do this as much now that I have a lot more people in my organization, but especially when I was starting out, I would go in and open up all of those plus marks in my virtual office so that I could get the lay of the land and see things that I might have forgotten and people I might have forgotten, and remind myself all of the people and where I was going to focus. Because then I would think about, okay, so if you have 3 or 4 people in your organization, you need to be reaching out to all of them. If you have 200 people in your organization, that becomes a lot less possible. And so you want to be strategic about the people that you know, the relationships that you have, and where you want to see growth in there. You also want to be thinking about how these people like to communicate. Do they like text? Do they like email? Would they love a phone call from you? And you want to look at, okay, who are my customers and how are they going to benefit from this promo? And who are my brand partners and how are they going to benefit when I link arms with them and I explain to them what they can be doing with their customers, and I help walk them into that, because people just don't know what to do often. Like, they want to build this business, but they don't know what to do and where to start. And so you can be there and stand in the gap for that, for them with that. So be really strategic about this, and you will succeed. All right, so I'm sending it over to Alyssa now.
Yes. Okay. So when we have a promo from Young Living, which typically we have something special that's being offered about once a month, right? It is really, really critical that you yourself understand the promo. And sometimes there are various rules that apply to the promo from one to the next. So for example, this week, the promo that launched requires a rule of you must get your new customer to join on loyalty rewards, right? Versus a promo in the past might not have required that. So typically what Young Living does is they offer us an FAQ, and sometimes it's 2 pages long, and my brain sees that and it explodes. I'm like, no, I don't have time for that. I cannot read a whole page-long FAQ. And so my sweet spot, first of all, I am a rule follower by nature. I'm an Enneagram 1. I learn rules quickly, but I don't want to read them. So what I find most people, and myself included, are visual learners. That's how they learn best. Maybe you're an audio learner. Visual tends to work best for most people. That has actually been studied and scientifically proven that most people learn visually. So graphics are my jam. So my team knows they always have access to graphics for a promo. But the key is you don't want to overwhelm people. I've seen leaders do this where they will take graphics from like 16 different teams. And because they're thinking like more is better, but actually in this situation, less is more. And so you don't want to overwhelm people. Maybe 2 graphics for a promo like this are enough. So keep that in mind. You don't want to be a fire hose of information and send them too many graphics. I like to communicate in multiple ways, as some of my other colleagues have mentioned tonight. Not everybody is on Facebook, and there's so many different ways to communicate, but my favorite is with a graphic. So if you're on my team, you know where to find them. If you're not on my team, I do want to share that I have a resource for Teen Young Living called oilsharehub.com. It is a monthly subscription on Facebook, so there's no app to download. And if you'd like to give it a try, if you're not in there, I do have a coupon code for you to get $5 off your first month. So if you want to check it out, the coupon code for you is 5, the number 5 off, to try it for a month for $5 off. There's lots of awesome places to get graphics, but I did just want to mention that if you like graphics that are just very straightforward, very simple, not too busy, not too bright, but also not too pastel, then you might like my style. So there's also printables there for people, available separately. You don't have to subscribe. Anyone can access those printables. I have some really fun ones that will help you onboard your new customers, which is so important. Like right now, we're all running towards enrollments, right? That is the goal, to get enrollments. But once you get your enrollment, how do you plug them in and make sure they understand how to use their products? So you can do that by offering them resources, like something you have literally printed and handed to them so they have paper in hand. But yeah, make sure you understand that promo, know the rules, and that I see someone asking where to find it. It's oilsharehub.com. Subscribe there, and then you'll be sent the link to join the Facebook group. Okay, who am I handing over to next?
Okay, I think I'm up next. Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. So you have hopefully posted about the promotion that's happening right now, but it's really important that you don't expect that everyone has seen that. I always like to use the wording when I'm following up with somebody personally is, you may have already seen this, but I would feel awful if I didn't personally let you know about it, because I know how much we all love a good sale. And so even when in your social media posting, it's good to post about it multiple times. So tell them it's coming, tell them it's here and available now, and then tell them that it's leaving and this is the last day. And for sure, you know, I've had a lot of experience in promoting events and Young Living sales and options, and it goes without fail that even though I do this, I still have people coming to me the day after the event or the day after the promo is over and saying, I didn't realize it ended that day or yesterday. And so it's always such a good reminder, because I'm human, I need reminders, even though I know this stuff, that it's not too often to post about it daily when something like this is going on, especially in your stories, which stories are very fluid and it's kind of like current, what's happening right now in my life on this day. So sneak that in somehow. Ask your prospects if they want to know of a sale. So when we use the word prospects, we're talking about people who have not yet joined us, who have not yet become customers, or you know, maybe they've just purchased one thing one time through you, or you gave them a sample or something. And so if you follow up, if you say, what did you think about that? Did you like it? Well, yeah, but you know, there's some hesitancy there. They're just not ready to purchase yet. Say, would you like me to let you know the next time there's a sale on this product? And when they say yes, which they probably will, keep a notes on your phone or notes in your planner or somewhere of people that want to know about the next sale that's coming up. And so when we have a promotion like that's going on now, you can jot them a little text. Hey, you know, the last time we chatted, I know you wanted to hear about next time we have a sale, this is what it is, and give them the details. And then follow up with your prospects in a casual, non-salesy way. Check in on them personally first. Hopefully this goes without saying, but you know, most of us have heard of Mary Kay, and she used to say, I read her biography, that pretend that people have a sign around their neck that says, make them feel important. And so in one of my in-person trainings, I actually took a paper plate and we wrote on it, make me feel important. And as we went around and everyone introduced themselves, you had to hold this paper plate and this sign that says, make me feel important. And so you're talking about, you know, just introducing yourself casually, and everyone is reading the sign that says, make you feel important. And I just share that story to hopefully give you a story to remember, that as we're always talking to somebody, like, just in your mind, picture them holding a sign that says, make me feel important, and think through that. How can I make them feel important, whether or not this sale happens and whether or not they end up purchasing? It's just so important. And that is all for tip 5.
All right, I think that puts me up with tip number 6. And this is the thing I love most to talk about, and that is micro work. You're going to make this sale about other people, not about you. Yes, you want the white aria. I want the white aria. Everybody wants the white aria. But the last thing you ever want to do is call somebody up and say, hey, so I got this goal and I'm working for this white aria, and I sort of need you to, you know, kick in, and maybe it's blah, like, stop. No, not that you could never mention it. If you do mention it, you mention it as a reason why you are willing to do things that you're not normally willing to do, like give them a free bottle of XYZ that they've been looking for, that they've been jonesing after, just because you've got this goal, meaning it gives you an excuse to serve them. But other than that, I would not mention your goals, because you want this to be about them. So you're going to customize it. When you made your strategic list, right now you're going to sit down during your micro work time, and you're going to message everybody, talk to everybody, call everybody, email everybody, whatever it is that you're doing. And I recommend that you set a time to do this. And when you're talking to the people, you're thinking, what's in it for me? I love what Melissa said. I was taking notes, Melissa, which is why I was a little distracted. About make them feel special. Yes, what's in it for them is what you want to do. You want to customize your approach. If you're talking with a brand partner that hates the taste of Ningxia, bless them, and I'm sure they will release that one day, but you're not going to talk to them about the Ningxia, right? If you're talking to a brand partner that has 3 of those white arias up there, you're going to have to customize that approach. A little bit more about that. So when you reach out to people, you either want to know the need or find the need. If you know the need, it's because you have done what Allie said, and you're already in touch with these people, and you know that they have hormone needs that they've been talking with you about. And now's the time when they're standing beside the pool, and we're going to push them in the pool. And it's because you had that relationship going. If you don't have the relationship and you don't know what it is that they need, then I recommend you reach out and just get in their space. Like, hey, how are you doing? Like, what's going on over there? And as you ask the questions, you will find the need for oils. And what do you know? You just happen to have a sale going on. Like, they don't do this all the time, but it's happening right now. And now you're creating some FOMO. You know they have the need. What the questions do is help uncover their knowledge that they have a need. And let me tell you a story about that. I was at a vendor event, and somebody just wanted lavender. It's the only thing that they wanted. And instead of arguing with them, I was pulling out the lavender, but I had the presence of mind to start asking questions. And before I knew what was what, she said, you know what, let me ask you a question. And she started telling me all of the circumstances of her husband's life. And before she'd walked away, after she paid for the lavender, she placed another 200 PV order for all of the things that she really needed, which were not in the starter, all the things she thought she really needed, which didn't happen to be in the starter bundle. But it's because I continued the conversation and found the actual need. So when you do mention the sale, always keep in mind, I love how Melissa said this, you want to be hashtag got your back. So if I'm sending out a text and I already know the need, I always hashtag got your back, because I'm your buddy, because I'm your pal, because I would feel terrible if I found out in 2 days that you wanted this thing and you didn't know that there was a sale right now. Let's see, be a resource, not a sales pitch, in other words, because this isn't about you and your goals, and you got goals, that's great, work more. but you don't need to spread your goals on your prospects. They need to know that you're in it for them, because people don't care what you know until they know that you care. And that's what I have to say about that. And I think I'm sending it to Stacy McDonald. Listen up, because she's great.
Thing from day one, I have treated social media as a tool to communicate and to connect with my people. And by my people, I mean my neighbors and my friends and my audience. So it's a platform, it's a tool. The big thing is I don't want it to be about me, or I see so many people getting, using social media, trying to become the rock star, right? They want the people to follow them. Even some people who are doing the business it's all about getting likes. It's about getting attention. And if you do that, you're going to wind up falling in the ditch of treating your business like a retail business, right? So you might sell kits and you might sell stuff, but you're not going to connect with people, and you're not going to have the lifestyle change you want. And so really it's about finding out what their needs are, the people that you actually know, and being authentic. You want to be consistent, frequent, and authentic with your posts. And you don't want to just spam your friends. Don't just throw things out. People are bombarded by commercial style posts, right? I mean, you see people selling their drink or the whatever from different rooms in their house ad nauseum. They don't, it's like people are sick of that kind of sales. They want to connect, and we're about changing lives, not just about selling something. So keep that in mind. You don't want someone to just buy something from you. You want somebody that's going to be a lifelong customer because their lives were changed. You made a difference. That's what gives us our passion. That's what gives us the energy that generates us to continue on, and also to have a sustainable team that's going to last, not just something that's gonna, you're not connecting with people. They just bought something from you and you never see them again, because now you have to go find a whole new audience, right? Because you already sold something to them and they're gone. And I've seen that time and time again, where it was all about them and they were great with enrolling people on social media, but then I look at their downline and it's all zero PV. They never connected with those people. They never actually had a good, healthy, sustainable team, no matter how many enrollments they got. And so remember that it's not just about that. And the same thing is going to be true with your with your posts. We tell people when they're inviting someone to a class, make sure to remember that an announcement is not an invitation. Invitations are more personal and intimate. And the same thing is true with your posts. Don't make it a big commercial. Post other things. Don't just post about your business, or nobody's going to listen to you. Oh, she's just selling something again. Make it real. And that's really the biggest thing. Make it real. And I don't know who I'm supposed to send it to. Melissa.
Yeah, it's back to me. So how many of you have planted gardens this spring? Probably. I know I have. And your garden is probably, you probably have some sprouts out there, some little tiny baby seeds that are 1 or 2 inches above the ground. For those of you in the South, maybe they're bigger than that by now, but here in Pennsylvania, we're at a couple inches above the ground. Imagine going out to your garden tomorrow and stomping on all those sprouts. Would you do that? No, you would not. You would never. You put too much time and attention into that. And so this quote is one of my favorites from a mentor that I studied under for many years. And she would always say, don't stomp on your sprouts. And it's the same way in business and in life when we're building relationships. You might put a lot of time and attention into this promotion and getting the word out and talking to people. And you might have expectations for the harvest, but it might not be what you think that it should be. I just think right now of one of my green bean rows in my garden that barely came up at all, and we had to replant it. So not really meeting my expectations. But the point is, when we have a little tiny baby seed in our business, We want to nurture that. We want to water it. We want to weed around it and do the things to cause that plant to grow into a big plant and give us much fruit. The harvest might not be today. It might not be tomorrow. It might be weeks down the road or months, or even in cases of apple trees, a couple years down the road. But always remember that these relationships are things worth nurturing, whether or not someone buys. And I just give you permission to give yourself a round of applause, a pat on the back, hey girl, you did it. You nurtured your relationships, you watered your seeds, and whether or not what you want to happen has actually happened, you did a good thing and you are moving forward in your business. So nurture the little wins that you have. Allie?
Trying to do all the things at the same time. Okay, so know your audience. So this is really important. So we're going to speak to this around a sale. So what I mean by that is sometimes you're speaking to a friend who's not enrolled yet, and your conversation or your post or your message is specific to what is best for that person because they're brand new, and you're framing that sale on how it's going to benefit this brand new member. Sometimes there's a sale that's really best for, you know, people who are not on loyalty but are already members, and so you're going to promote that sale specifically to the non-loyalty members who you know is going to benefit them. For instance, if there's a 10% off sale, well, that's really going to benefit a non-loyalty member, because people on loyalty, unless they're, you know, 3 months in, or if they're not 3 months in, I should say, they're already getting 20% back. So it's and another way to frame that is, hey, hop on loyalty and you'll get 10% back versus 10% off. And then you get all these other perks as well. So, and then some sales are really actually best for brand partners. So maybe it's things that you need to restock to have around, or you never know that, like, what kind of sales are good for that. So always know your audience when you're looking at a sale of who you're coaching or couching your messages for. And then also you might want to look at what the current sale is to see if you can frame an event around the products that are on sale. So maybe there's, you know, skincare oils that are good for skin that are on sale, for instance. And so you do a skincare DIY class or something like that. So it's, especially right now with all these live event promotions and benefits, it's a great idea to frame your events around whatever is going to be on sale. Okay, handing it back over to Alyssa.
Yes. Okay. So all good things come to an end. Sales come to an end. And there's always another one later, right? So this incentive, once it's over, you may or may not hit your goal, right? You may or may not enroll 2, enroll 4. You are planting seeds no matter what. But I strongly encourage you to reflect on the month when May is over and celebrate the wins that you did have, however big or however small. This is just what good business owners do. So evaluate your efforts, look back and see, you know, do you regret not doing certain things, not reaching out in a certain way or to a certain person? And then you can make a note to yourself in your phone for the next sale, what you can do differently. Look at your legs if you have a larger organization and figure out which parts of your team did best with the sale. Reach out to them, talk to them. What are they doing differently? No one in Young Living gatekeeps. We all kind of share what we're doing with each other. And that's one of the best parts about our community. So if you see success happening in your team or in others, find out what they are doing. Every professional takes time at the end of a project to determine what could be done better. We do this, Young Living does this. It is so, so important. This is how we grow and improve ourselves as business owners, as leaders. This is not just 1 month and then done. We are always thinking and preaching about the long game. So I'm going to share an opinion that is probably not very popular, but I believe, and you may or may not agree with me, that having a Young Living business, a Young Living organization that you're building right now, it's not actually residual income. It is not true residual income. So why do I say that? because you only get paid when people order every single month. So if you're not making sure that people are educated, that you are onboarding them, sharing these sales with them, following up with them, connecting with them, solving problems for them, then they don't order and then you don't get paid. So it's not real residual income. You have to continue doing the work. It's not just work once, get paid forever. I wish it was. It's not that easy. I have an Airbnb. That's residual income. You know, it's always full of people. Don't have to really worry about that. There's always a market for it. But we are in a competitive marketplace. We have got to always be educating and helping people use and love our products, fall in love with them in a way that it will change their lifestyle forever. And that is what creates that long-term income when they are repeat orderers, right? And that is my tip.
Okay, I loved all those tips. I would love to hear from you. If there's something that you're going to take away, put it over in the chat box. I took notes. And I saw lots of good comments. I want you to all know that you can save the chat from this